Good morning. I am realizing I have not put some things up here that I wanted to show you, but that's okay. It is Wednesday, January 26th, and today we're going to celebrate the herringbone stitch, but we'll get to that in a little bit, and then some fun variations you can do with it. So there's a bunch of stuff. Here we go. No, there it is. Okay. First of all, Cindy Weens. If you guys know Cindy Weens, or if you're here, Cindy Weens, I have to say thank you. She and her husband, Mark, have put together this calendar. We're not selling them in the store or anything, but it's beautiful. And what it is she has made all the quilts, and then Mark, her husband, has done all the photography. And being as I love boats and water so much, you've made the cut, Wendy. Or Wendy, Cindy, you made the cut. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The photography is amazing. Congratulations, Mark. So her name is Cindy Weens, spelt Cindywens. You might want to Google her. Oh, right? It's pretty neato. Hmm. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to tell you that I was showing you my clearing thing that I was working on, my trees, my three trees, and you guys said just keep going, keep going, keep going. And it's so funny because I showed you the painting, I don't know, a couple weeks back, and then I got the clearing um, email, and in it at the top were the three trees. So that's when I go, thanks, Mom. I know you're watching out for me. The clearing, I'm going to say again, look it up. It's in Ellison Bay, Wisconsin. It is a phenomenal arts center. And we're talking quilting, poetry, um, photography. I mean, all of the arts are at this school. And it was Jens Jensen that put this whole thing back together in the day, of which he was a very good friend of my father's, my grandfather's. And there's even a part where I think it was right before Easter, the clearing burnt down. And my grandpa was standing there with Mr. Jensen, and he said, come home, let's go have Easter. So, that place to me is it. And I don't think there's a more beautiful place on the face of the earth. It's called the Clearing Folk Art School in Ellison Bay, Wisconsin. So, speaking of art, the kids, William and Lennox, are taking an art class from a woman named Mrs. G in Livermore. And this is what they came home with yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Lennox is on the left, and I think Lennox is 7, and then Williams is on the right, and he is 5. And I have no idea how much input Mrs. G gives them or how she directs them or whatever, but she does have an education in children, how to teach children's arts. So in Livermore, if you've got kids or in the area, you might want to look up like Livermore art classes for kids. I'm very impressed with Mrs. G. Okay, then you guys, as always, are so wonderful, are sending me images. So this is Karen, and this is her birdhouse quilt. But whoa, wait, she did it half size. I think she gave up on the embroidery and went back to this. It's beautiful. You know, I haven't even had mine quilted yet, or I haven't quilted it. I, right? So here is Pamela's spinning spools. She just finished it. And I just want to take a moment to note how she did the binding. She's thrilled with it. She took the leftover scraps from the quilt itself and then bound it in that. I really like how that looks, Pamela. Congratulations. And then this is Jane's. She's a little late to the party. Well, I said, no worries. Her party dress is looking pretty good. But she pointed out something to me that I knew that I completely forgot. And she loves her lap app. And that is, there is a magnet here at the bottom where you can hold your pin. I'd been putting mine up in the pocket with my scissors, But look, that's fabulous. Also, there's a place for spools too. So thank you. I'm going to use that because I don't know about you guys. I can never find that needle. And then all of a sudden, like this morning, I found four of them, and I put them in here. So where you don't want to find it is in your feet, right? So then Helen. Here's the center of the BOM. So she certainly has done her own thing. And I thought, is it really? And then I realized those triangles tell the story. So it's beautiful, Helen. I can't wait to watch this grow. And the other thing I want to say about Helen too is that she is really good about staying in the forum and directing people here and there and all that. Somebody asked in the forum, can and I've posted minimally, okay, minimally, and I'm more than happy to be corrected by any of you right now. But if you go to the forum, somebody said, do I take a picture from my iPhone, from this and that? I think the ticket is get the picture, get it on your computer or whatever you're working on, then get your message going and download it from there. I'm thinking that's what you're asking, but I'm not 100%. And then here's Helen's butterflies. Helen walks to her own drum, her own beat and her own drum. And I respect that beyond measure. So it's beautiful. I would have never done this, but now having seen yours, guess what? And that's the beauty of these show and tell, you guys. Now, here's somebody that I found in the forum and I snapped a pic and then I went back to find you. This is how forum literate I am. And I couldn't find you. So I apologize that I don't know your name. But I thought, oh, maybe I don't show it because I lost your name. I can't find it. But then it was like, no, because look at those feathers. And also, then I appreciate how you put the outer border on. It's kind of like how I did it with my neutrals. That is just going to scream for beautiful quilting in my book. Then this is Joanne's, and she thinks she's done. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think I'm almost done with my pastel one, and I'll show you what I'm thinking about it in a moment. I can't wait to see what you do next. People are quilting them, people are just stretching them and framing them. But this is just beautiful. And again, you guys, there are so many stitchy ideas on the forum that you can pull from. Okay, this is Jane's. And so, oh, do small things with great love. I didn't see that. She's doing a bunch of Valentines for people with this stitchery. Can you imagine receiving one of those? And I kind of want to see what's going on with that tablecloth underneath. That looks pretty cool. I kind of have an obsession I have a white tablecloth on my table, and then I change out things on top of it for the seasons. Okay, then here's Deborah. Okay, thank you, Deborah, for sending a close up to this because I called it out on what's today? Today's Wednesday. On Monday, and now I can see a lot better of what you've done. You've done a lazy daisy, you've put in some straight stitches around it, then with a French knot, and then you guys look at the beige thread that's going from one thing to the next. In the middle, there's a little white stitch. That's called couching, if you don't know what couching is. If she didn't couch it down, that thread would be a toe catcher. So I super appreciate you sending that picture along. Two things that's off subject. At the end of this, I'm going to try and play a video from YouTube on here. And because on Friday, I've got something that Lilo found that blew my mind that I want to share with you. It is extraordinary. So I want to make sure we can do that. So I need you as my helper bees. Secondly, hearing test. I told you I was doing that. I don't need a hearing aid. Yes, I have hearing loss in one ear. And where I have a hard time resonating are high noises, which explains why with my daughter, I always have to say, what? Because she talks in a pitch that doesn't work for me. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. She, has to wear a hearing aid because she's been deaf since a little kid, partially deaf, which we didn't know. Um, Karen Fox, the feather stitches. So what does that mean? Oh, Karen Fox, thank you. Let's go back and give you applause. This is Karen Fox. Thank you. And I apologize. I couldn't find it on that wonderful forum. So, so all's good in that, in my hearing, in the great thing I found for Friday. And now I want to take a look at what we're going to be doing today. Let me go down to this guy. So this is this little book that a lot of you've purchased, as well as the bigger book by the same person. Oof, I'm afraid I'm going to knock something over, by Nancy Brown. Well, or Christine Brown. Well, anyways, you will find the herringbone stitch in darn near every embroidery book you can do. And I have to tell you, it was interesting because when I went to do it, I got all confused and this and that. So I think I've broken it down. But let me show you here. I did it right here. Let's see if I can get down a little bit more. We're at the mercy of technology here, people. Ooh, that's pretty good. Right here. And then I went to make it fancy and it was too much because this thing was too small. Also, I think with mine, I'm starting to get there, and I look at what's wrong with it, and I'll show you what's wrong with it. This one here, I'm going to hold it up. This circle here needs to be bigger. And so you can see I have a faint line drawn around it. I'm going to maybe do 2 or 3 more rings bigger and tuck it under the two on the left and then the upper. And then I don't know, I think I might be done too. I, you know, you sit down, you do these things, and you just get absolutely sucked in to it. I mean, I know those of you that are doing it understand. Oh, I'm also going to show you what's going on with the neutrals quilt, because I kind of promised that too. So, okay, let's take a look at this herringbone stitch that I've done. And I'm just going to go like this. It's really super simple. So how do we go about this? I have another little hoop that I have going here. Okay. What'd you say, Diane? That's what my husband says about me. I don't talk for him to hear. That's funny. Okay. Where's my little ruler? I had a little QS ruler here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, again, the one on mine was too small to do fancy stitches around it. I still love it, but I'm going to take my little pen that I adore, and I'm going to come up about this much. And I'm going this big. Oh, that's the reflection of my skylight. I'm going this big so that you can see what is going on. Okay. Some of the books tell you to mark here, mark here, mark here, mark here. I think I've simplified it, I hope. Again, I'm a left-hander. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up from here. And this is Mongo big. I understand that. I'm going to come over here. Okay, I'm starting at the top. I'm coming down to the bottom. And I'm going to come up here, right about where this came up here. Man, I love my articulate language. Then I'm going to go over here. And I'm coming up here. Then I'm going to come here, right about where this one came up. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm going to stab, come down here, and then come up here where it's kind of there. Here, there, everywhere. Here, there, everywhere. Was that not a great song by the Beatles? Okay. Okay. So that means I'm going to go down here and come right up here. I'm telling you, the things that I saw in books were just blowing my brains. Looks like I have a knot at the end of that. No. And what I found when I went, okay, see, I might have gone too far over here. If your V starts getting funky, don't despair, just pull it out. And I did this probably 10 times when I was doing my circle, in all honesty. It's getting the rhythm and the size and the scale of it that's the most difficult. So next weekend, I'm going camping. I haven't camped since I was a little girl. And we've rented one of those little cabins that are little log cabins. So that should be interesting. I have friends with RVs, motorhomes, that are going to go up, and we got invited. They want us to get a motorhome, but no, I don't want to do that. I just want to go stay in one of those funky cabins. There. So down here, come up here, and so forth. It's a lovely stitch. Absolutely lovely. I wonder who John's talking to. Okay, are we all good with that? Then there are tons of different ways. There. Okay. This is very much like a cross stitch. It's kind of like a wonky cross stitch. All right. So then in one of the books, I learned this, the wrap stitch that goes around it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And again, it was very hard for me to understand from the pictures. And then I'm going, oh my gosh, I'm making it way too hard for myself. Focus. Out of focus. Yeah, that's good, I think. Let me hold it up a little bit more. Okay. So basically, all you do is you, oops, you go over. Oh my God, how do you do it? I forgot. You go over this here, the XEX, and then you go over the XEX. Let's see, let me work towards me. I'm not penetrating fabric at all. At all. And it's about as good as I can get it. Let me try a little bit more. Okay, guys, let me see what let's see. It's called glamping, yeah. This is as good as it can get. I know, they can see. So basically, I am not penetrating any fabric. Now John got me all confused. I'm going to go over the X. This seems so complicated in the book. And when I started doing it, I'm going, oh, this is stupid easy. She says, as her demo is, there. And then I'll go under this one. There we go. Go over the X, under the long one. Go over the X. Under that, go over the X. And I'm sorry, my hands, and then under this. I mean, that's beautiful, but that will not show on. Well, I need to fire the cameraman. Let me try this. Of course, you know the cameraman is me. I think that's good. Okay. So another thing that I saw that was super simple, and we've done this, is let's skip over to here. And you just go over the little X. Again, on mine, the stitches were too tight, too small. It just looked like a big fat mishmash. And I suppose the ticket in this is making sure that these are all straight, which of course mine's not. Yeah. There were tons of variations of this in the big book. I'm not even sure I got this one from Kristen's book, but there you can change how high you want these X's, how low you want these X's, but I actually think I love that. So I'm going to do a bigger one than I did already on my thing and do this. I think that's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so next project, we're going to work we're going to work with neutrals. And let's see, I'm going to say something. Joanne, I love this stitch. My embroidery reference books have a ton of variations using the herringbone stitch. Yeah, the other stitch that Wendy is getting into like crazy is the chain stitch. Again, it all starts from simple stitches. And then what else can you do with it, right? Okay, so the next project we're going to do is neutrals. I am very excited. I told you I'd show you pictures. I don't think it's exactly what it's going to be. I'm having a heck of a time with the applique and the vine. So let's start with the basic block that we'll be working with. Super simple, super effective. The great news is that we found that we can get the grunge in the quantity that we need. And did you know that grunge from Moda also comes with stars? I mean, super cool. Usually, when I'm doing neutrals, I'm working with a less active background. And so I was feeling very insecure about it. And then Robin came over for whatever reason, and she looked at it and she looked at it and she came back to me and said that quilt is haunting me. So that tells me, even though it's out of my comfort zone right now, we're going down the right direction. So here it is, kind of on its way. And what the problem is that those cone flowers, or no, the vine um, is wavy. And so, if that's the case, what do I do with the other two background areas? If they all wave the same, I think that's just going to be weird looking. So, I have been really struggling with this. And then what I'm going to do is, then I'm the way it is right now, and I'm not going to show you, is I'm thinking about making that stripe straight, go down the stem, for lack of better words. And then when I put on the border, I will do a wavy go around. I think that might be the thing that I'm going to do. What do you guys think? I would love your opinion, which gives me about a 7-second delay here. So, but Terry, but then how do you do that? But then what do you do? Because do they all like spoon to each other, or are they all wacky different? I don't know. Wavy, be organic in shape. Sounds great. Yeah, I don't know. This is where I'm stuck. Okay. I've got most of the flowers made for the interior of it. We have a pattern writer who can take this and figure out what um, okay, here guys are looking. Oh, why not have the travel? Why not have the vine? This is from Sue. Travel. Now you guys are too fast for me. Uh, okay, where did Sue Rap go? Okay, why not have the vines travel back and forth across the rows? Then you don't have to worry. I don't know what you mean, Sue. No, let them go organic. You let them happen. Make the middle row opposite and then the left row same as right. Middle row opposite. Okay, I can give that a try. The great thing, if you did the wavy line in the center, then the leaves with the sides, do the wavy line in the center and the leaves, and leave the sides with flowers, no vines. Wacky difference, wavy. I think vines. Dawn, I was wondering, could the center be straight and the sides wavy? I was working on that one too. And then Terry says, have some of the vines coming off the main stem. Okay, so here, now you see what I'm into, right? This is like hilarious. But do you guys think it's a good thing? I mean, I'm barking up the right tree, right? I am, right? And the great thing about this class is that it's going to teach people so many things. Now, I know most of you have pretty serious chops here. For those of you that don't know what that means, if you're in another language, chops means you're good. You got good chops, man. So I'm going to have to play with it, and we will just see. Fortunately, we're not going anywhere this weekend, so it's you and me, baby.